Have you ever wondered who could be at the door when the bell rings late at night? Imagine a tranquil neighborhood, the kind where the houses line up like pearls on a necklace, each one unique yet harmoniously blending into the next. The kind of place where the only sounds that break the silence of the night are the distant barking of a dog or the soft hooting of an owl. In such a serene setting, the sudden jarring sound of a doorbell ringing late at night can be quite unsettling. It's not the time for visitors, after all. The night has wrapped the world in its dark cloak, and the moon is the only witness to the unfolding drama. In our first story, this is exactly what happens. A doorbell rings, shattering the calm of the night. The residents, tucked away in their warm beds, are jolted awake. Confused and a little wary, they tiptoe to the door, peering through the peephole. But there's no one there. Just the quiet street, bathed in the soft, eerie glow of the streetlights. This isn't a once-off incident. Oh no, it becomes a pattern. Every night, at the same time, the doorbell rings. And every time there's no one at the door. The neighbors start talking. Whispers of a prankster fill the air, but no prankster is ever seen or caught. Security cameras reveal nothing. It's as if the doorbell rings of its own accord. But here's where it gets even more sinister. The doorbell doesn't just ring at one house. It rings at every house in the neighborhood, one after the other, as if someone or something is making its way down the street. But who or what could be capable of such a thing? But who or what could be ringing the doorbell in the dead of night? Stay with us to uncover the chilling truth. One may think it's just a harmless prank, but what if it turns into a chilling nightmare? Our second tale unfolds with a group of friends, young and full of mischief, embarking on a night of fun with a classic game of ding-dong-ditch. The night was dark, the air was cool, and excitement was in their hearts as they set off, unaware of the eerie repercussions that lay ahead. They'd chosen their target, an old, isolated house at the end of the street. The perfect setting for their harmless prank. They rang the bell, and as the echo of the chime filled the silent night, they ran, their laughter fading into the distance. But as the night wore on, the harmless fun began to take a sinister turn. The old house didn't take kindly to their prank. Strange things started happening. The friends started experiencing an unsettling presence. The feeling of being watched. The sense of an unseen entity lurking in the shadows. The laughter that once filled their hearts was replaced with a chilling dread. One by one, they started receiving mysterious phone calls. The line would connect, and all they could hear was the echo of their own laughter from earlier in the night, the laughter that now sounded more like a horrifying taunt. Their harmless prank had triggered a sequence of events that they could neither understand nor control. The night of fun had turned into a night of terror. The friends were now the victims of a horrifying retaliation. The pranksters had become the prey. The unseen visitor from the old house had turned the tables, making them the target of its wrath. The once lively group was now huddled together, their hearts pounding with fear, the laughter a distant memory. What started as a simple game ended in a night of terror, but the horror isn't over yet. The chill of the night had seeped into their bones, leaving them to tremble in fear. Little did they know, the true horror was yet to come. Their night of terror was only just beginning. But what happens when the prankster becomes the prey? We've all heard of the saying, "What goes around, comes around," right? Well, this next tale is a chilling example of just how true that can be. This tale begins with a young man who found joy in ringing doorbells and running away, leaving his unsuspecting victims bewildered and annoyed. This harmless prank was his way of getting a kick out of life, a thrill that he found irresistible. Little did he know, he was about to get a taste of his own medicine, and then some. One chilly evening, the young man set out on his usual mischief, but this time, the tables were turned. As he sprinted away from the last house, a jarring sound echoed through the quiet night. His own doorbell. The prankster, now the target, found himself in the shoes of his victims. A feeling of unease crept over him, but he shrugged it off as a neighbor's retaliation. But as the nights wore on, the doorbell rang with an alarming consistency. Every time he would go out on his mischievous escapades, he would return to the sound of his own doorbell. The once amusing prank had become a recurring nightmare. The terrifying twist was not just the persistent ringing but the sinister force behind it. For every time he would answer, he was met with nothing but the chilling night air. No signs of human presence, no footprints, no laughter, nothing. It was as if the wind itself was playing a cruel prank on him. Fear began to consume the young man. The doorbell sound, once a source of joy and laughter, now echoed through his house like a haunting symphony, a chilling reminder of his past deeds. The tables have turned and the prankster is now the hunted. But who or what is behind this terrifying turn of events? As we delve deeper into this spine-chilling tale, remember sometimes the hunter becomes the hunted, and the laughter can quickly turn into screams. Is it just a prank, or is there something more sinister at play? Let's peel back the layers of these stories. Let's dig deeper into the shadows, into the eerie chill that seems to cling to these tales. On the surface, these incidents, these spine-chilling run-ins with the unknown, they look like pranks, don't they? Just kids playing harmless games trying to get a rise out of their neighbors. But what if we told you that there's more to it than meets the eye? Let's consider the first story. A harmless game of ding-dong-ditch, right? But then, why the lingering sense of unease? Why the feeling of being watched, of being hunted? Was it merely a mischievous teenager, or was it someone, far more ominous lurking in the shadows? Now think back to the second story. The eerie repercussions, the unexplained events that followed, the strange happenings that had no rational explanation. Could it be that these were not just random coincidences, but rather a deliberate, calculated series of events? And then, there was the third story. The terrifying twist that left us all with a cold shiver running down our spines. Was it just a bizarre turn of events, or was it a chilling reminder that not all is as it seems? You see, these aren't just stories. They're warnings, cautionary tales that whisper to us from the dark corners of our world, reminding us that there is more out there than what we see, more than what we understand. So we ask again, were these just pranks gone wrong? Or were they something more, something darker, something hidden in the murky depths of the unknown? Are these just coincidences, or is there a darker force pulling the strings? As we delve deeper into these tales, we find ourselves facing the unnerving possibility that there may be more to these stories, a dark truth lurking beneath the surface. Are these just tales to frighten or warnings to heed? We've journeyed through the shadowy abyss of 3 true ding-dong-ditch horror stories, each one a chilling testament to the unexpected and the unknown. Let's take a moment to reflect. Our first tale, The Unseen Visitor, brought us face to face with the unsettling presence of an unseen entity, an invisible prankster whose harmless fun soon transformed into an eerie obsession. It made us question what lurks in the shadows when we think we're alone. Then we delved into The Eerie Repercussions, a story about a harmless prank gone wrong. It painted a grim picture of how a seemingly innocent game can spiral into a series of events that leave you questioning your sanity. It showed us the unsettling consequences of drawing the attention of forces we don't understand. Our third tale, The Terrifying Twist, showed us the dark side of human nature when a seemingly harmless game of ding-dong-ditch took a sinister turn. It reminded us of the fine line between harmless fun and dangerous obsession, and how quickly one can cross it. Finally, the dark truth unfolded the grim reality behind these stories. We discovered that these weren't just products of an overactive imagination, but tales grounded in reality. It compelled us to question how much of what we dismiss as fiction is actually fact. These stories have taken us on a roller coaster ride of fear and suspense, making us question the world around us. Are they just chilling tales meant to send shivers down our spines, or are they warnings, urging us to be more wary of the unknown? So as the night falls and the shadows grow longer, keep these tales in mind. The next time the doorbell rings, the decision is yours. As the doorbell rings, will you answer, or will you think twice before opening the door to the unknown?